I was like, hey, you probably don't know who I am, Melody, but my name's Chantz. And she goes, I know exactly who you are. But yeah, I'm really, really happy.
Well, yeah, you started selling
Right,
acrylic.
yeah.
Of course she knows who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy that I made that connection. She's a darn good friend.
And welcome back to a lit Riley Black project with Crystal and John.
Lit?
Yeah, we lost power last time.
Oh my God, that was awful.
There was no life update, and the
I forgot we didn't even do the life update.
There was no life update, and then the
How did you edit that, by the way?
Very roughly.
Yeah?
It was a very rough cut.
Did
Especially
you put
the
like any
power
like
outage.
disclaimer or anything? You just
I did in the description.
Oh, okay.
So if they read the description, we're
They
good.
don't.
If they
People
don't,
don't read. You know that.
they just we were talking, and then maybe we're all done. Yeah, but luckily, because I had to cut it off right before I said life update's coming up next, because there was no life update coming up
Right.
next.
Last week we were recording with Jenna from AP Laser, and literally when we were finishing up with the Patreon portion of their episode or her episode, our power went out, and it went out for like an hour and a half, and I thought we lost the episode completely, which was gonna suck because it was like a nighttime recording.
And
we like snuck it in before we went to ISA. Yeah, it was a great recording. We weren't gonna have time to do anything that whole week because of ISA.
Right.
Yeah, so it sucked, but thankfully you were able to recover everything.
The
most
universe blessed us, and it was recovered. I didn't do anything.
That's true. The universe blessed us with the recording.
I will not take credit for that, especially the audio portion, because I thought it was completely gone. But luckily, because when I pulled out the memory, life update.
It was empty.
Yeah, well, life update. Right. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by
Katie with Monarch Pine. If you are looking for jewelry blanks or findings, check out her website, monarchpine.com, and make sure to use code Riley Black for 10% off. However, if you're a patron, you get a sweeter discount.
That's right. And if you want to see that sweeter discount because you're a patron, join TRBP Hangout Facebook group, because we post those extra discounts, and we do After Darks there, and we do everything for patrons there. But if you're not a patron and you're Gen Pop, don't worry. We got you covered too. The Riley Black Project Community Facebook group is for you. It's a little tamed down. You don't get as much freebies.
A little bit, yeah.
But you got to join Patreon for that.
Yeah.
So as low as $6 a month gets you in. With that, today's guest does way too much just like us.
He does. He makes more money than we do,
and periodically ends up in the hospital because he does too much.
Right?
We always
I'm trying to
him,
avoid that.
Yes, we tell him, take it easy, man. You might know him from TikTok. Also,
Nothing, go ahead.
Custom Grains and Lasered by the Creek. And there's something new in the works, which he'll talk about. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, because that wasn't enough.
Of course that wasn't enough. And what's a couple hospital stays? Let's go all in. Pretty soon he's going to run the shop from the hospital. Welcome, Chantz.
Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
A nobody like you on, because he's always saying that he's a nobody. And it's not true, because he can't go anywhere without people saying, oh, Chantz,
he literally
I love
can't.
Stuff. Yeah, so... Yes,
we were there when someone from TikTok recognized him. So
always, if you hang out with Chantz,
you can't say that anymore. You can, but you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
No, I'm just a guy that posts on social media. I'm just. But yeah, thank you very much for having me on. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I figured it was time, especially after we hung out at ISA, I figured it was time for an update. We had you on in October of 2024, and I feel like quite a bit has changed since then. One, most notably, not most notably, there's a lot of notable changes. One of them is you've lost over 100 pounds.
Yeah, congratulations.
I know part of that is your stressed part, but the other part is you actually, working hard. So congrats on that, man. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Stress is the main culprit of that, but just hit the gym and trying to find my mental health state of happiness and all that fun stuff. But yeah, we vibing. I got a couple more pounds to lose, but don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't complain. Business has been tremendously insane since last time I've been on your guys' podcast. Expanding more shops, hired more employees. We probably invested close to $500,000 in more equipment just to keep up with demand.
That's crazy.
And then as of lately, started in my own hat brand, Brim Co. So
Woohoo!
yeah,
Hey.
making some waves.
Nice.
You know, when you mention a hat brand, gotta break out the hat.
I like that Brim Co hat on you,
And
John.
you know, I like the obviously I'm impartial to the red.
Right.
You know, it's our colors and stuff. And I will say, you know, picking this one up and putting it on, I always do the last clip I have a huge head.
Yes.
And for most, especially the snapbacks, it's always I get that, like, I'm lucky to get one.
Yeah, and that last one. And then
this
it's kind of
one,
like not
it
tight,
depends.
but like it's just
Well, and then sometimes it like flares out
right.
too. But this one I got two. I put on the last clip. I'm like, oh wait, there's this is roomy in here.
Well, and at JDS you told us that was intentional, right? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so like Richardson hats, or like any of the performance hats, are tighter. And I have a big head as well, and I hate having a headache after wearing a hat for 2 hours or 3 hours or whatnot. So we purposely made them a little bit bigger. In retrospect, it's going to probably fit 80% of people just comfortably. There's still going to be those small-headed people that need like an extra small or a small hat.
Right.
But a big, comfy hat is the number one priority. You know, quality over quantity or crappy quality out of the other hat brands, not to name names, but yeah, we did that on purpose. It's a little bit bigger. It's a softer front. So for like any of the decorators out there, embroidery, PVC patches, leatherette patches, it just feels comfortable. Yeah.
So what was like, how did Brim Co come about? Was that because, you were working with a lot of hats for custom grains and stuff, or?
Yeah, so custom grains, we sell a ton of hats every month, and I got sick and tired of the quality coming from the big name box stores, not stores, but big name box companies out there. And I've said this vocally, like I could order 1,000 high-vis blue hats from the big name trucker company, and depending on if it's made in Mexico, Vietnam, or China,
I've heard that it's the different quality.
So like it's embarrassing as a print shop or a decorator shop to give your client 1,000 hats and half of them don't really match. So that's the main reason why I started my own hat brand. And then of course, just to cut cost on my side.
Right.
Richardson specifically, when I first started making hats out on social media, they were $4.29. And now they're close to $7.50, depending on what pattern that you choose. So they've doubled their price. And obviously I can't sell, a hat for $60 to try to double my price.
Right.
So I figured I might as well just cut out like the middleman and work with the manufacturer directly, and got some big exciting announcements with the manufacturer. I can't tell it yet, but awesome. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling. Plus the huge partnership with JDS Industries.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Life-changing. Honestly, the best thing that's probably happened with Brim Co and in my whole umbrella of companies. Very blessed about that. Very stressed, obviously, because I got to impress the big wigs over at JDS.
Of course, right?
They all love me, and like I said, I'm just a guy.
Well, you want to keep it that way, right?
I'm the most humble, down to earth kind of guy. I don't like to showboat. I really just because in theory, tomorrow it could all just go away.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you've had a couple close calls with that, right? Of you losing your TikTok and then having to, grow that like a brand new one, from the ground up. Like that, if you needed a reminder that is really true, like that's part of it, right? Because a good portion of, at least your custom grains income comes from TikTok.
Yep. And so back in July of last year, 2025, that's when TikTok said, nope, you're done making hats. So literally like in a light switch pattern, we were having really good sales days. And then all of a sudden the next day, one order. I was like,
oh my God,
wow, this is stressful.
Yeah.
That just helped me mentally diversify and expand locally in the local Midwest area of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then just to not have all your eggs in one basket, because
for sure,
like it could just go away like that. And we're slowly going back up on TikTok. I think I only got 26,000 followers, which for some of y'all, that's a lot of followers. For me, it still is a lot of followers. Like I couldn't imagine 26,000 people in one room looking at me.
Right.
But
yeah,
having 571,000 followers just vanish. And the downside about TikTok is I couldn't retrieve any of the customer analytics or the emails or mailing or anything like that, which is nice as a consumer where your data is not being stolen or sold or given away.
Right.
but it is frustrating as a business owner where you can't grab the analytics of every customer.
Right. And that's like, I mean, to take the shade off of like TikTok a little bit, that's the same reason that if you're on Etsy or, if predominantly your income is coming from Etsy, that you need like the importance of email lists. I know the importance. I don't use it. I have one and I can use it if I need to. Do I have every customer on there? No, probably not, because I do need to work on growing that and getting more of my customers and my followers on there. But you need to have a way to contact your customers if your TikTok goes down, if your Etsy goes down, because I mean, prime example, MJ with Craft and Carry, she lost her Etsy for, I don't know, 2 weeks, a month, randomly. They think it was a bot issue. It was, it didn't even, it was almost like a bug too, because she wasn't able, it like had all this weird coding on like where she would actually contact customer support. And then all of a sudden, she's sending emails, getting bot responses that it's permanently closed. They won't tell her why, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden it was open like 2 weeks after that.
Well, and Facebook groups too, right? Because some people lean on their own
Will
Facebook.
lost his, Melody lost hers, Blake lost his.
Right. And even if you don't solely like lean on your Facebook group, that's still order, income that's not coming in because you lose the group and maybe you can't recoup the audience anymore.
Well, and then how do you tell them if you don't have another way to contact them,
Yeah.
So it's all of those are huge reminders where you need to have those kind of like safeguards and then like other things in place and multiple streams of income if possible, because like thankfully, it's good and bad, right? Because you're like in all of these different directions with so many businesses, but you hope that like if one is down, hopefully another one can kind of, or at the very least, if this one's not doing the greatest, at least you have another one that's hopefully at least not doing the greatest like with it, but you have several streams coming in,
The Riley Black Project is sponsored by Monarch Pine.
Monarch Pine is your trusted source for premium laser blanks and jewelry findings. From large loop earring hooks made specifically for acrylic and wood earrings to laser-tested stainless steel necklace and bracelet blanks, they have everything you need to bring your creative ideas to life.
As a maker, you know the value of quality supplies. And that's exactly what Monarch Pine delivers. Whether you're crafting as a hobby or running a full-time business, their products make it easy to design confidently and create stunning pieces.
Head to monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack to get 10% off your order. Riley Black patrons get an even bigger discount, so don't miss out.
While you're at it, join the Monarch Pine Craft Supply Insiders Facebook group. It's a vibrant community where makers share tips, inspiration, and their incredible creations.
Monarch Pine, where your creativity takes center stage. Visit monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack today.
Not tomorrow.
Today.
Are you tired of endlessly joining jump rings?
There's gotta be an easier way.
Are your wrists aching after numerous orders? Introducing Keychain Thingies, the time-saving solution for anyone making keychains.
It's so fast and easy.
These revolutionary plastic thingies make large or multiple orders a snap. So easy, even a child can do it.
That was so easy.
So what are you waiting for? Go to keychainthingies.com and order now. Keychain Thingies will change your life. However, they should not be used to cure any medical ailments, repair broken relationships, or help lose weight. Do not use Keychain Thingies unless you want to save time and aggravation.
Yeah. So back in July, I flipped the switch in my brain to like diversify as much as I can while I can. And I mean, with the Laser by the Creek, we're doing really good stuff on that, like making quality plywood in-house, which I'm very proud to say, like we're the only plywood manufacturer in the United States that I know of that actually manufactures laser pull plywood.
Yeah.
The rest are all just like either cut down from big box stores or imported from overseas, which,
Right. If it
No,
works, it works.
Yeah, for them it works. But I'm just proud to say that like we're actually manufacturing.
Yeah.
And then with like us trying to diversify as much as we could or as much as we can, like when I invested money back into the business, it was scary. Like I'm literally throwing more money into this business that it could fail next week. But I mean, we tenfolded everything like on all of our machines. So no guts, no glory, or
right
all out there to try to get a buck. So
yeah.
Yeah, very impressive.
On the Laser by the Creek side, you've also had some headway as far as that goes too, where, before your lead times were quite a bit longer, right? Because you guys were manufacturing, a good portion of the process yourself. And so you went from what was the longest time to where you guys are at now?
Longest time was 14 business days. And that as a supplier, that's a no bueno.
Right. It's a long time. Well, and again, especially if you're competing against the other suppliers where, a lot of them push, same or next day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 14 business days was our longest stretch. And that was back in October 2024. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
which is almost kind of 3 weeks, right? If you think about, because even though we sell to business owners, right, we all kind of forget that the weekend doesn't technically count as a business day. And so that's 3 days if you're counting or 3 weeks if you're counting the weekends and stuff. But
as of right now, we do 2 business days turnaround, and that's if they ordered at Clear Coat. So
nice.
I have 11 employees on that side. Alex is my head honcho. Respectfully, I don't need to do anything over there, and I love it. He handles all the stress because I'm too busy everywhere else.
Well, and brings it to you if it's a big issue, maybe.
No, not even that. He just says, hey, we're doing this. I was like, cool, let's do it. Perfect. I'll send the check.
Right.
But yeah, 2 business days if they wanted it clear coated. We have a really good inventory right now just for raw. I don't want to clear coat it and then have inventory and then employees scratch the clear coat.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really impressed and proud on fast turnaround time frames of 2 business days if it's clear, or right now, if someone ordered it and it's just raw wood, we can ship it out the same day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Obviously, if it's before 3 o'clock, but
yeah.
And there was a pretty big collective joining with other companies.
Yeah, that's actually what tremendously grew Laser by the Creek. I mean, we teamed up with Melody over at CMB Acrylic, so her plywood is on her my plywood's on her website, and then vice versa. Back in 2025, I invested $30,000 in acrylic because I wanted to be an acrylic supplier.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Right.
Hard pass. Never again.
That's so funny. The same thing happened to me with keychain metal blanks. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, it makes sense. Keychain thingies, right? Metal blanks are the hot thing. I started ordering them and then quickly was like, nope, screw this. Hey, Katie, do you want some keychain metal blanks?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, as any business, you learn what you want to do and what strives the best. So I carried the acrylic for 3 months. And I was like, nah, this ain't for me. Hard pass. And it was really funny because I met Melody for the first time at APA in 2025.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah, up at the Ghost Bar. And I was like, hey, you probably don't know who I am, Melody, but my name's Chantz. And she goes, I know exactly who you are. But yeah, I'm really, really happy.
Well, you started selling acrylic. Yeah. Of course she knows who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy that I made that connection. She's a darn good friend. And then as of recently teamed up with Katie at Monarch Pine to offer my plywood on her website. I'm in the works of teaming up with 2 other companies, and we'll see what that entails. And ironically, I'm teaming up with a competitor. But as a business owner, you can't burn bridges. You got to be friendly with everyone. And his services, or I should say their services or products, kind of correlate with my services or products, but a little bit different. So.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, those are the strategic things that they make sense. There's times where I'm getting more collective orders through Shopify than I am getting of my own orders. You know what I mean? So, and if it makes sense, if you make a couple sales, why not? It's just another opportunity for these people to get to know you, your products. They see it more places, even if they don't necessarily buy it.
Right.
It's usually the same price. It just means you get to check out once instead of going to all these individual sites and, checking out individually.
I was going to say, our customers very well could have would go to CMB and buy acrylic and then come to Keychain Thingies to buy Keychain Thingies. Now they just make it's a one-stop shop. They just go there. Or most importantly for Laser by the Creek, you can go there and get Keychain Thingies as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, we are collective. I kind of forget. Every now and then I get an order with Keychain Thingies on my website.
Yes, every now and then. Like, oh yeah, I do that.
But it's like how you said it just broadens your advertising per se,
Right.
and it expands your business with essentially not costing the business owner a single penny,
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't need to stress about acrylic because it automatically gets fulfilled on their side.
Exactly.
And it's funny, I text Melody every now and then. I'm like, hey, my SEO is doing better than your SEO because they checked out acrylic and acrylic only on my website. Thank you very much for my 5% commission.
There was one what do you call it, where Melody had texted me and someone bought like, I don't know, like a 1,000-pack or like a couple 500 packs or something like that. It was a big order. And she got all excited because she saw it was like a $500 order or something like that. And it was all keychain thingies. And she was like, I got all excited that it was acrylic. And I was like, you should be more excited that it's collective and you didn't have to do anything.
Right.
I will say that is a depressing moment when you hear that Shopify ching, and then you open up the order like, oh, it's all acrylic. Okay. Well, perfect. I appreciate the Melody, but
right. Well, you want to know what's more depressing is you get the cha-ching and it's an $8 order that's a fraudulent order for, one mystery item plus shipping. It like, at least I've fixed it now to where like it's just authorized, but it's not like paid. So it's not like an actual, I don't pay any fees or anything by canceling the order. I need to just like it to just automatically cancel. Like, I don't even want to know because I don't need that negativity in my life. Because I swear, I just be going on about my day, and then all of a sudden I get a thing and it's $8, and I know immediately
that it's fraud.
That it's fraud because no one's going to buy $1. Well, okay, I won't say no one because someone has done it before and it wasn't like a fraud, but like they'll buy like a $3 keychain and then spend $6 on shipping for it, and I'm like, okay.
I'm just going to purposely go to your website and do like 100 orders. So then you see the $8 transaction, like fraud, no chance. What the? And then
I mean, that's fine. If you want to do $108, that's $800. So if my math is correct, go right ahead. Okay. And I'll send you all the keychain thingies you want.
But
are you making any keychains yet?
Then, make it smarter so it's just one package. So then you don't have to pay shipping on all,
Yeah. Which I don't want to say it yet, which reminds me, I need to send those out hopefully before I leave for Colorado tomorrow. But Chantz gave us a really genius idea at like 2 a.m. one night while hanging out at ISA.
When the best ideas happen.
They really are. Those are when the good ones happen. So if that works out, I'll be giving Chantz a lot of credit. But he's going to help me test this idea and see if it works. But I'm really excited. I think it will. I hope it will.
I know it will. You gotta be positive. I know it will.
Yeah.
I like the confidence.
Confidence is key in life. You fake it till you make it.
Right. This is true.
So while at ISA, did you get in any trouble and purchase anything? Because there's a lot of toys out there.
Yeah, I did a lot of window shopping, and then I saw one thing, and I was like, "Yep, I need that one item." So I did buy another Mamaki machine. 330.
How many is that now?
1, 2, 3. This will be my 5th one.
Nice. Okay, and I talked over you when you said what it was, so say that again.
It's the Mamaki 330H-160 hybrid.
Nice. So that's all the rave right now.
It is because it's essentially like a $75,000 JFX 200 or 300 machine, but it's only 40. I shouldn't say it's only, but it's $5,000.
Right.
In the local area, like people have requested yard signs, huge like plywood banners, and like, I mean, I can do it, but I'm just going to outsource it and sub it out. Like I'll collect money, but then I'll have that capability of do 5 foot by 10 foot sheets of plywood and start doing signage. It's crazy, go from hats to signs all of a sudden, but I'm just a go-getter. Plus it does stickers as well. So like my sticker machine, if that sticker machine goes down, I'm screwed. So it's just a backup. And when you're in production, you need to have 2 of everything.
The redundancies,
Not if it goes down, it's when it goes down.
Right. And it will almost always be
at the worst time.
Yes. Always.
Yeah. So about the 330H, it has that conveyor belt system, so it sucks down the material, so then you don't need to worry about head strikes.
Nice.
You shouldn't have to worry about head strikes, knock on wood, because
Right.
that's 20 grand right there if your heads all 4 heads go up.
Yeah.
But yeah, super excited about that. And then I made a really good networking with other companies as well, and we'll see where that entails.
Yeah.
And then I was at the JDS booth for quite a hot minute at
Yeah.
Yeah.
all good things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show for us too.
Yeah,
Same
we
thing,
made a lot of good
networking.
networking.
Yeah, and got some coverage for Iconics. It was a lot of fun working with Peter and the team over there.
Peter and Stephanie, and yeah, they're always.
Yeah,
it's easy, and that's what I love about, like, I mean, just honestly kind of doing anything within the laser community. These events, you're working, you're networking, but then you're also like hanging out with your friends, you know, like these are the people that understand. I think we talked about it, you know, at one point, like when we were all at dinner, about how, like, you know, your other friends, they don't understand this side of the life, you know, they don't understand the machines or why you get another one, or customer problems or manufacturing issues, or just they don't understand that stuff because it's not part of their world. And so sometimes it can be hard to, you know, you can't really talk to them about that because they're gonna be like, oh wow. Like, you know,
exactly.
or you get those friends who be like, oh, it must be so nice, you know, you're just loaded. And I'm like, yeah, I'm loaded in stress and anxiety, and all the terrible things. But yeah, it is so nice being at work till 3 a.m. trying to make a customer order on time.
Well, and then I mean, that's the thing, right? So you, like, I remember, you know, like one year it was like, oh, I was so excited because I was like approaching like almost 100,000 in sales, and my friends were like, damn, buy me something. I was like, do you realize I took home like 20K that year? Like, like I made less than you with that $100,000 in sales. Like, yeah. So they don't realize the expenses and the back end and all of the stuff that goes into it. You know, I worked really hard for that 20K. Like, you know, like, sure, I have it in like inventory and probably machines and other spaces, but like actual take home pay, like, you know,
looks
so
a lot different than,
yeah.
And you can't put bread on your table by giving supplies to Walmart. Be like, hey, 4 blank hats. Can I have a piece of bread?
Well, and I mean, that's a good example, right? Because, you know, things have like just been so weird lately that like bartering, like across many different industries, right, has been has kind of like upticked, right? Because when you don't have a lot, you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna trade with what I do have, right? And those are amazing. Those can be really, really beneficial, especially when you don't necessarily or don't want to, right, exchange funds instead. But then you have to find that balance too, because the bartering, like, while it can give you benefits in other ways, a lot of times that's not going to be what actually pays your mortgage.
I can't pay the mortgage in tumblers.
Right. Like, can I make you $2,000 worth of tumblers instead of my mortgage this month? No, doesn't work like that. So like finding that balance between the two can be difficult too. Like the right barter relationship can really be great. At the same time, like you still need like dollars.
Yeah. I like bartering dollars.
I will say the IRS does not like bartering, but they don't need to know about what we barter.
Right.
But you'd be surprised. Like, I was tired driving home. Well, actually going to work at 11 p.m.
Yeah. And
I swear I opened up the garage door. Just swear. And all of a sudden, you know, I have my truck in reverse, and I'm turning up the radio because I'm just going to, like, you know, jam out, and I'm going slow. Boom. I was like, oh, I said some naughty words. I was like, oh no. And thankfully
you didn't say, oh no.
Oh goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Or like in the Minnesota fashion, the garage door. But yeah, I bartered a garage door because the garage door company wanted 50 hats. I was like, $250, my cost. Say less.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, bartering system works when it when you need it to work, but like
Right.
you can't pay your mortgage with the whole barter system. So
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and like strategic collabs too, with like you working with Robin Parker Marsh, she already has that following. She uses your product, loves your product, but then also like pairing up to be like, hey, you can get them from him, and here's like a little bit of a discount, for my people
I
or
will
whatever.
Say, like Robin's files, immaculate. I don't know how our brain can create such amazing artwork. I'm just jealous. But yeah, like her file subscription club, if you just buy one thing from my website, you essentially wash, from the discount that I give. So
Yeah.
that was a really good partnership and collab, and I'm still very proud of that. Me and her talk probably once a week just to BS.
Yeah.
So
yeah. She sent me a video today of her new filming area. It looks badass. I'll have to show it to you. Yeah. I was like, I said, that looks amazing. Come do mine. Cause I don't love how mine looks, cause it's not really like pretty or put together. It's just literally a hot mess right now. And she laughed and she was like, oh, I was procrastinating on my laser course. And I was like, oh yeah, I know how that is. I cleaned a little bit procrastinating on my taxes. All of a sudden I really wanted to clean my workshop instead of work on my taxes.
Yeah. I think every small business owner has ADHD brain.
Oh yeah. We all have a touch of it. I definitely have it way worse than he does. He's probably not even like diagnosable, and he likes to blame me and say that it's contagious.
It is.
I don't know. I think
it's contagious because of you. I used to be able to focus on one task.
Oh,
and then you ask me to do something and I do it. And in the middle of it, you ask me to do something else. And that sounds like it's more important than this. So I go do that. And then
he forgets
and then I come
to do the
no,
original.
no. Then I come back. But then you ask me to do something else. And I do that. And that's when I forget this. And then that kind of is stuck with me. And now that's the new like operating system.
Windows 97.
I got a crystal virus in my software
sounds wrong.
that I can't get rid of. There's no.
You're stuck with it.
Yeah. The antivirus just doesn't read it. It's just part of the operating system now. It's like
is it because you forgot to renew your McAfee subscription?
It must have been. Yeah. Well, she blocked the renewal pop up. That's how the crystal malware works. It blocks the renewal so you don't renew.
No.
Yeah. And then now I find myself, especially like, so coming back from ISA and I'm editing the recaps and stuff like that. I find myself, while it's like exporting that I have some time, I can't really work on my software. I usually go over, it used to be Facebook. Now, because of what I've learned from shooting at ISA, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should look at this new camera.
Oh.
So now I'm struggling.
Every time I walk
between
in there, he's researching, is another YouTube or another camera on the screen or.
John, it's a write-off. Girl math.
It is. Well, you know what? She did help me write off. So you saw it, but I carry a camera saddle. And the company, I'm not even gonna name the company because they don't pay me. Anyway, they have this. They came out when I bought it. They also had this harness system. They did respond to my. I commented on their Facebook and they responded to it. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I'll get a backpack out of it. But it's a saddle, so it basically takes the weight off the camera off of my hands, and it sits on the pouch. Heather Bennett called it my camera Bajorn. But they have a harness system, but the saddle was just for that harness. So you couldn't put any of their other saddles with that harness system. Well, while we were at our ISA, I get an email from them, and it's basically like promoting just the harness, and now it fits. It's compatible with all of them. And I'm like, I made the mistake of telling her, hey, talk me out of this purchase because I don't need to buy it. And she's like, no, if it makes your shooting easier. And
get this, it was like 100 and what?
So after the coupon that I found online, it was $107.
Yeah, no, $107 for a business purchase that makes your life easier. That to me is a no-brainer. The ones that are like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, those are the ones that you need to think about, a little bit more. Exactly. That one, it's like, oh, okay, I need this gig, or I need a certain amount of gigs, or, you need that in order to justify that, or, but $100 and it makes your life and your back easier. Because here's the thing too, right? What you do with that camera is physical. And so you need to make sure that you are taking care of that, right? Because even when you were in news, you had shoulder issues because that heavy camera was on your shoulder. And it wasn't always on your shoulder, but it was on the tripod, the lifting.
Well, and I also always, babied my right shoulder, because that's where my camera would be on. So I'm like, okay, like nothing can happen to the shoulder, because if the camera can't sit on top of there, then
you can't work.
I can't work.
Right.
So I would basically, like, if I had to like carry anything, like my tripod or whatever, it would be on my left shoulder to not wear down my. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, but when you have a physical job, if it's $100 and it makes it takes off some of that pressure, then to me it's worth it. Right, Chantz?
Yeah, absolutely. Bro math.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done the same thing. If I'm gonna make my life easier, I don't care. Like even $1,000, if it's gonna make my life way swimmingly easier at the end of the day, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Cool. So I have this Vision Jet that's gonna make your life a lot easier. You won't have to wait in TSA lines
anymore.
Only
$3 million.
It's only $3 million plus $7,000 for my pilot's license. And I can fly. And if you want, I can have a fleet of pilots
too.
I have a fleet of pilots that can be, I have one in Tulsa that wants his pilot license. Me, so we're kind of central, so we can, fly you around.
Well, and he has your dad, right, or someone? Yeah.
My dad has his pilot license. So what I'll do is I'll hire him, and then he'll train you. But I'll just give you like a Starbucks gift card to help you along this progression of your lifelong journey of owning.
Yeah, if you could give me like a $3 million.
That's a big Starbucks card.
Or I like coffee. I
like coffee a lot.
I don't think I could ever own my own jet. I'd rent out a jet, but that's a willy-nilly purchase unless like my business just tremendously takes off. I don't.
Yeah.
Get it? Take off.
Maybe one day when I'm old and retired, but I don't think I'll ever retire. I love work too much.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of, workaholics, and we've seen it too, right? Where you start to slow down and then your body is like, what's this? And like, oh, okay, we're done. I'm going to turn it off completely. So, I know my mom is kind of the same way. She's a workaholic, and she's kind of trying to like outwork like age.
Right.
And your mom is similar.
Well,
she still works and doesn't have to necessarily.
We always like joked about my grandfather the other day, because he worked 2 jobs for as long as I was like 30 something when 20 something when he finally retired from one.
Yeah.
And we always joked around, the day that he retires, he's gonna die, because like there's what is he, his whole life centered around working.
Yeah.
And he retired and then got sick. And then, a few years later, he did pass.
Yeah.
But it was, once his body slowed down, and then, I guess he was out working his illness.
Yeah.
And then when he slowed down, it's like, oh, cancer was like, now it's my time to shine, and came up, and
horrible. Sorry.
It is. But I mean, again, it's that we said it and then it happened, right? So they're especially
careful
for
with your words.
Well, especially for my mom, like there's evidence in that in her lifetime that like when you slow down, you start to like, decay, for lack of a better word.
Or it could just be time. And
it could be, right?
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Right.
So, in hopefully the summer this year, you also have what you kind of briefly mentioned. But you're expanding to a new space, right?
That is still the most stressful part of this whole life I live. I bought this land back in 2024.
Okay.
Through the city. I got a dirt steal deal on it. Literally, like I stole it. And then we had to get permits and all that fun stuff. And then it took months to get the Minnesota permit, and you needed a permit on this permit. And you didn't fill out the application permit to apply for the permit. And then the permit is being rejected because you waited more than 7 days for the application permit. And we finally got all the ducks in a row, and we're building a shop. Thank goodness. I'm sure I'll have more hiccups, but yes, we're building a bigger shop. Right now, my current shop is like 4,200-ish square feet.
Yeah.
It's the most like walled off shop. So it's not even like usable, like on how it should be for a
right.
But 11,990 square feet that we're building. And the moment I move in, I'll probably need to build another shop just because
that's just how it goes. Yeah.
That's just how it goes. Like you could have a 1 million square foot warehouse, think you have all the space, and then boom, it fills up quick.
Yeah.
Especially with more machines I buy at trade shows.
Right. Stop going to trade shows and buying big ass machines. That machine is massive.
Yeah, it is.
I want to know where all of my friends are that are buying these machines, like where they're putting them, because
in their warehouses.
That's true. I know he's holding off on his until the new space. And I heard, I don't want to say who, but just in case they're not announcing theirs, but they were planning like where they're going to put it. Like they need to figure out like an electrical drop because they might put it in the middle. And then I'm pretty sure Patricia with Trisha's Reclaim Signs, pretty sure she bought one. And when she bought her first Mamaki, she was like squeezing that into this little corner, and then I'm pretty sure she bought a second one, and now this is the third one, and I think she's in the same space. And I don't know where she's putting all these things, but I am also so happy for all of my friends and the people in the community that we know that like they have this need, for that.
Yeah,
and
it feels like Mamakis are like tattoos. You can't just have one.
That's what it sounds like.
Everyone buys one and then they buy
John,
two.
I think you need to buy a Mamaki.
I don't know. I got plenty of tattoos and we really don't have room.
We don't.
I mean, listen, if we did get like the 60-42 that we drool over every time, like the podcast is gone because we need this space for.
This is true.
You know what? We might as well just talk to Steve and see if he'll sponsor the podcast so we can have the Mamaki back here. And we use the bed of the Mamaki as our table.
Yeah, because they won't be able to fit the table anymore.
No. So it'll be like the Mamaki here and then the bed here, and then our mic's hooked up to it, and it's like brought to you by Mamaki.
I mean, that's a good idea. Can we turn the table sideways, and then we talk like this way with the
not for free, Steve.
Okay, fair enough. Not for free. But yeah, so we actually did get a quote and like approval for a 3042, and then before ISA we actually looked at a refined color 6090, and
that thing was huge.
It was a lot bigger than we thought. Like I knew it was bigger than like the ZZ2C, which I was looking at, but yeah, I'm looking at MySpace right. There's literally I have what I call.
You still have a MySpace?
I have hoarder paths, I call them. It's literally like these little pathways that like, you go a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and now you're knocking over a pile or you're knocking over a box and you're tripping over this and you're tripping over that. So me thinking about putting one of these machines in there, and then at the show too, he was like, oh, part of the reason I was getting the 3042 was because it's smaller space, and I do a lot of small items. I don't really feel like I need the bigger machine, especially because it costs more money. And he was like, oh, the size difference is only like a foot basically on the side. And I was like, well, shit. And so all of them are a lot bigger than I thought. And so I really need to figure out, like, I need to do a complete overhaul of my workshop and like keep what's necessary, get rid of what's not, and then reevaluate everything and see, do I still want this? Okay. And if so, what are we getting rid of? And, where are we going to put it?
I will say, if you guys do get the 6042, like, I don't know if you guys have a garage or a place where a doorway is no less than 42 inches wide. Because if you guys do move, it is a pain in the butt to move a used Mamaki out because you have to drain all the ink and you have to lift it at a 45-degree angle. Because I bought a used Mamaki like 3 hours south of me because it was a screaming deal. I literally couldn't say no. I said, here, give me your wire information. I'll wire you money and I'll see you in 3 hours. Like, you better not see this bad boy. And moving that Mamaki out of her workspace sucked. It was just like the Friends episode of her pivot.
Oh,
pivot.
listen, moving anything out of my office right now is, I mean,
it can be done because we are in a garage.
But
so
so we are in a, this is the garage door.
Okay.
But like, so we moved the Frida, the free Mira 7.
Frida?
That's her name.
Sorry.
It's good, right?
I like it.
So we moved my shipping station, which was a lot fucking heavier than I thought.
Because
we tried to move it.
We didn't take anything off
true.
of it.
Well, because why would you do that?
We didn't empty the shelves or anything. We just moved it with everything on there.
And then, so we did the shoulder straps, because those things are amazing. Shoulder straps moved the shipping station out and then wheeled the
Frida
7 in after we used the shoulder straps to get her out of the van, and it went surprisingly well. But yeah, it would be a disaster.
No, we would do the same.
We
would do the same thing for the Mamaki or whatever.
Okay,
we
but
would move it out of the way and go straight.
We'd also have to move that box and that box. And
yes, we'd have to move a lot of things. We would have to clean.
A lot.
Really, what it is. We would have to clean.
And
sounds like a John problem, Crystal. So John, good luck with cleaning.
Always. Well, no, it's not, because she has to touch everything. Remember,
I do. Remember,
hoarder
I'm a hoarder
status. So she has to touch and feel everything and then not throw anything away.
Yeah, I have like a stack.
It's girl math that just doesn't math, because it's like, if you want that
I need to do a sale on like coasters, but I haven't done a sale on coaster, like,
or we could engrave on coasters and you can sell the coasters.
But then if people want more of them, I don't want to, whatever. There's
limited
always
time.
Yeah.
Limited deal.
With that Mamaki, you could print on coasters. So
no. But we can't have both ways.
This is true. We can't have both. We don't have room.
We need to move the coasters to fit the Mamaki. So
well, the Mamaki has open shelf below it, so you could just put the coasters underneath the Mamaki.
He's an enabler.
That solves the coaster.
No.
But what about the bubble wrap?
Well, the bubble wrap, you could just put that like behind your pillow at night.
And then the filament. What about the filament?
That's on a rolling rack. We can move that out of the way 10 times a day if we needed to.
What about the boxes? What about the pizza boxes? And we do not sell pizza.
No, but I do use those for shipping.
I know. Yeah. They're pizza boxes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in the way.
There is. We're working on it. Working on it, right? As with anything, it's all a work in progress. You're never done working. Oh, who's that? Okay.
Kathy J.
Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
She responds in several days like us.
Right.
So what else? Is there anything else that's coming up?
I mean, other than the new shop
that you can talk about.
Yeah, legally.
Right.
Other than new shop build, that's like my next biggest milestone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward because I'm going to hire y'all to do some filming and editing and tell my story and all that. Because
it's going to be fun.
The little B-roll footage that you made with JDS and I, that was chef's kiss. So if you're watching this and you want some like quality content,
thanks.
Hire them for sure.
Thank you.
Loved it. I think that's really about it. Other than expanding Brim Co slowly, strategically.
Yeah.
Because you have to make smart investments and like.
Right.
I don't want to bring in 20,000 pink, blue, white hats that one customer only wants to request.
Oh, right.
Expand that slowly, surely, and strategically. And then custom grains just keep on posting on social media. Like ever since I got banned off TikTok, like my personal Facebook, every time I post it seems to gain traction.
Yeah.
So just continue to do me and keep on vibing at life and don't stress about the small things.
Yeah.
Try not to.
Sorry, I know you have a question. How many colors do you have now for Brim Co?
For the Brim Co 100 series, which is just your trucker series hat, we got 5 in stock ready to ship out today. We're bringing in 5 more colors. So like a sky blue and a white. I guess that's a hot color that people have requested. An all white. And the moment I even look at an all white hat, it gets dirty. So I'm nervous about bringing it in. A black white, and then a maroon black and a maroon white. And then, of course, with the Brim Co 200 series, we have all red, all blue, dark gray, light gray, black. What else? Oh, we got like a tan And so
that's a popular
probably
one.
get more like neutral colors with the performance, because the performance hats, they don't need to be like in a high vis blue for like construction or anything.
Right.
And then of course you have to add a rope to it. So whatever new colors you bring on, you got to add a rope to it. So there's another SKU. So
Right.
Yeah, so if there's any like black and red.
Yeah, I
rope
was just gonna
coming
ask
along the way, that'd
too.
be
well,
cool.
that's part of the thing I have up my sleeve. I'm thinking of some things. So
We'll talk about that
Yeah, right.
later.
So where I know that they're available on JDS on the website. Are they available anywhere else?
They are available on brimcoapparel.com, and we left that URL very generic because in the long grand scheme of things, I want to start offering my own t-shirt brand and get
Nice.
a better quality, not cheaper, but more affordable garment option like Unreal or like Adidas or Nike or, Under Armour, not to name names, but,
Right.
it's a quality fabric, but there's no reason I need to pay $95 for a Nike polo.
For a blank, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to slowly probably expand in that garment selection. It'll take a lot of strategically thinking about of like what I want to bring in, because, now if I just bring in just one color, I have to bring in 9 different sizes of one color.
Yeah.
And that sounds like an inventory nightmare.
Yeah, it does.
But, we'll slowly venture down that aspect. And then probably hoodies by fall. I want to do shirts now just because everyday shirts, but hoodies by fall, I'm thinking. But here in the next month, I'm going to go over to a manufacturer place in China and check it all out.
Nice.
I
Do you
guess
need a video crew to follow
See
you?
why you took it right out of my.
Well,
Sorry.
we all fit in the Honda on the Honda jet that will fly out, the $3 million jet.
Yeah.
We all fit. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's fair. There's how many
we can
seats in it?
Huh?
1, 2.
The Vision
4.
Jet is 5.
Yeah.
Well,
see?
but 5 adults.
But that includes a pilot.
2, huh? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 passengers.
But you don't need a pilot because it can auto fly itself and land itself. So.
Well, no, it could auto land. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a full plane parachute. Like the plane itself has a parachute. In case something really bad goes down, you can just pull the lever. Yeah, but I think once you deploy that, like, it's
that's got to be really expensive to fix.
If you can. It's kind of like an airbag. I feel like,
right.
You know how when the airbag, they just total the car?
That's a huge red flag on the Carfax.
Yeah.
On the Carfax.
So, on the plane
on the
fax,
jet-
I
on the
think
jet
that would
foot
be
fax.
that would be a huge red flag. So we're gonna continue the conversation just for a little bit on Patreon, but one more time, kind of throw out your websites and socials so people can find Laser by the Creek and Brim Co and all that.
CustomGrainsMN.com or CustomGrainsMN official on all the platforms. Be on the lookout for like the 30 different scammer accounts that portray me, but it's just Custom Grains official. BrimCoApparel.com for Brimco hats and beanies and soon to be garments and all that fun stuff. So Brimco hats can be available at JDSindustries.com as well. And then LaserByTheCreek.com for all things plywood, all things keychain thingies, all things acrylic, and all things for blank jewelry.
Awesome.
I think that's about it on that website.
And what's your TikTok?
I don't have a TikTok for any of those other businesses because I don't have enough time.
Right, I was gonna say.
Well, yours, where you go.
Yeah, Custom Grains MN official.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just Custom Grains MN, and then whoop, nope. So
official.
Gotta add the official.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to continue the conversation over on Patreon. So it's a great time to join Patreon so you can get that. But the life update's coming up next. As promised, it is life update time.
Yeah, sorry about last week if you watched it. Power outage and life. And the next day we were leaving for the conference and all of that. So we couldn't fix it.
A little behind the scenes, we record the life update after the extended interview.
Yeah.
And that's when the power went out.
Yep.
So
here
we are.
Yeah, life update is life is lifing in some very good ways and then some not my favorite ways. So I was originally going to go to Colorado at the end of the month for just a regular visit to go see my dad, who's in assisted living. And then also, my mom is out there, my sister, see everybody. But But then I got a call that my dad had fallen 3 times in 3 days. And so they were, the words hospice and end of life care were discussed. And so, while he's not quite there, but he's also not not in the best shape.
Right.
And so I moved up my trip to a week. So I'll be out there for basically 2 full weeks. And yeah, there'll be some work mixed in too, but it'll be a lot of, several hours, almost every day. What, honey?
Yeah.
About how much you had last time in that bowl. Okay. And another life update, JR is homesick.
Yep.
I think we mentioned it earlier on the episode. And then I'm still trying to get over
that
whatever I got, weeks ago. So yeah, that's what's going on now. I was going to take my computer with me to try and get some work done. And then we realized, as I was kind of going over some processes that John will need to know while I'm gone, that I realized, we were like, oh, we just need to install the Rollo shipping printer on the podcast computer and he'll be good. And then we were like, oh no, the printer, the sticker printer to print out packaging stickers and the light burn, this other computer only has the fiber light burn set up and, just things like that. And it was like, oh, okay. So I guess, it's a good thing I didn't take it, but now I have to take the other one, which means, certain things will be harder to access out there. But yeah, so just trying to I'm glad that I have this flexibility to do this because, if it was a regular job, I would, probably not get paid at all or I'd have to quit or, it's just a lot less flexible.
Yeah, or worse, not be able to go.
Right.
Because of that.
Yeah. And I don't know, I hope that I would be able to choose my dad over, a job. Cause I feel for anybody who's ever had to make that decision of, do I go back and see family or do I attend a funeral or, at ISA, we talked to a girl who was sitting at the table who came over from Nigeria and her 3 other siblings all live in different countries.
Oh, wow.
And I don't remember who passed. It might have been her mom or grandmother or someone. She was talking about how someone passed in her family and how none of them were able to go back home.
Oh, wow.
Because it was, work, how much it costs to go back home, all of that. And so, I feel for anyone who's ever had to make that decision where you can't be at one of those things when you really want to. So I'm glad that I'm able to go back home and spend some time with him, hopefully some time with him while he's still, lucid and I can still talk to him on the phone. It's difficult anyway just because he has Parkinson's. He's had Parkinson's for over 20 years, and so sometimes it can be hard to understand him, especially on days where he's more tired than others and stuff. But yeah, so that'll be good. But again, I'll be limited in what I can do based on time and location, and then you'll be holding down the fort here with the boys. And
then in a week, so you leave at the time of this recording, you leave tomorrow, and then I'll leave not this weekend but the following weekend, and I'll bring JR with me just so that he can, ideally we would love to bring both of them, but Jackson, our youngest, is a real handful.
He's a handful, and it's really expensive too, just all the factors. It's a lot, and
it's kind of a disrupt, especially in the assisted living facility with Jackson running around.
Yeah, it was hard we brought him last year, and it was difficult. It kind of sucked because we couldn't stay as long because he would kind of get over it, and he's
cranky
like a bull in a china shop. I want to go. Because it's not. I mean, it's not fun for him. I get it. He's 4. So yeah. So,
but with JR it's a little more manageable, I guess you could say. We give him his iPad or his Switch or whatever. And your dad loves seeing the boys, so to kind of give him that little oomph maybe.
And then when we get back, it's craziness too, because then we got to prepare for LMC, Laser Maker Con.
Yep.
And then 14 days or so after that, we will be heading to Kim and Garrett Jamboree.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And then 2
AP.
weeks after that, we'll be heading to AP Laser. So, yeah. And again, these are all like
good things.
Mostly,
Yes.
good things.
Yep.
I'm happy to see my family. I'm happy to see my friends. I'm happy to be a part of all of these amazing events.
Right.
And
I'm happy to report
this
that
is
Riley
why I
Black.
have no makeup on.
I'm also happy to report that Riley Black Studio seems to be like
Yes.
it found its lane. We're taking off. Like we did ISA. We're doing AP Laser.
Great feedback at ISA. Great networking connections.
Yeah.
For potential work in the future.
Yeah.
I was saying it's easier for me to sell the Riley Black Studio stuff than any of the kind of stuff
because
before.
you're not selling.
Right.
You're just having conversations.
Exactly. And the other stuff that would happen a little bit, but not nearly as organically. And this is just, it's so much easier to me in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where Riley Black Studios goes this year. And yeah, reach out if you ever need any content creation, actual videos or consulting
or just
or
advice,
questions. I mean, we get questions all the time. And we also have a free group, content creation workshop, by Riley Black Studios. And so that's there. Every once in a while I'll post and ask, what's your latest social media posts, and you can put the link and I'll go and interact with it. I'll encourage others to interact with it as well. I want to see what kind of things you guys are posting and making and all that. But yeah, I mean, helping people also helps me too, because it's like, oh yeah, I need to post stuff
I need to
too.
do that. Yeah. I need to post
Keeps me
things.
more accountable a little bit.
Yeah.
To
And like it gives you it keeps you energized to post and to keep going and motivated.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think that's all the things.
All we got. So thanks for hanging out with us. How do I end this?
It's been another great
episode of the Riley Black Project. Chris and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done. The Riley Black Project. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. Nino, I'm recording.